Eden Hazard, come back to me, resign for Chelsea and score 100 goals. Cause Eden, know I miss you so. You know that I wish it wasn't so, that you signed for Real Madrid. Alright, let's get on with it. Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're all doing well today. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily series right here on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said around the bloody rags, give you my opinion on it, and we just have a good time. So welcome in, consider subscribing if you're new, drop a like if you want to show your love to your boy. Thank you so much. This video is brought to you by OneFootball. Yes, indeed, boys and girls, OneFootball is an application that you have on your phone that's completely and entirely free, that keeps you plugged in to the beautiful game and gives you everything you'll ever need. I use it on the regs daily, so can you. Keep updated with Chelsea Football Club, get all the match alerts and stuff. Click the link in the description to get it for totally free, or just to check it out. Click that link, boys and girls. Right then, let's get into the first story of today's video. Oh, Thiago Silva. Although, I'm not going to chant too much because man is injured, and what a shame. Dude, I've got to say it now, right? Like, Thiago Silva is magnificent. He has been good generally all this season. I was so concerned when we signed him. You can go back, look at the videos here on this channel. I was like, look, mate, why are we going to sign a super old dude? Is this smart? Is this smart? Turns out it was very smart. Magnificent, class, Rolls Royce of a footballer. The game against Tottenham, we actually got notably worse when he came off. By the way, shout out to Andreas Christensen. We're not talking about him right now, but he came on in the place of Thiago Silva, played that, role in the middle of the free, which he did a lot for Antonio Kante, lest we forget. When David Luiz wasn't there, he was there, and he played well. He didn't pretend to be injured, lay down, and then the opposition scored, as is his normal custom, his normal trick. He looked pretty good, so he deserves a shout out. I want to get it in. Well done, Andreas Christensen. Obviously nothing on Thiago Silva though. He was magnificent. His positioning, his acrobatic interceptions with his foot. Wow! That kind of stuff. Maybe that's what injured his thigh in the end, but still he looked great, passing with both feet, long diagonal balls all over the pitch. Absolutely superb and beautiful. Such a good player. Makes us so much better defensively and offensively, but he came off with a fight. What the hell's that noise outside? In full flow, and some van screeches outside. The cheek of it. Anyway, it was a thigh injury. Apparently it's not that bad. I want to read some comments from a news publication on the website to give you some further context and hear what Thomas Tuchel had to say about the injury. Thiago Silva is likely to miss Chelsea's trip to Sheffield United on Sunday, Thomas Tuchel has confirmed. The Brazilian international limped out of Thursday's 1-0 win against Tottenham with a suspected thigh injury. Chelsea are still to fully diagnose the severity of the injury, but manager Tuchel believes he is unlikely to be ready for the weekend. He said, "It will be very tight for Sunday. It is only in 2 days, but it's hard to give a diagnosis because I saw him only very quickly in the dressing room with a big strap around his muscle. We will have to wait until tomorrow so we can confirm it, but I think for Sunday it's a big doubt and I don't think he can play." The veteran centre-back appeared to strain a muscle when stretching for the ball in the first half, of course forcing the first substitution from coach Thomas Tuchel to bring on Andreas Christensen, who pleasantly surprised all of us. Ultimately we won, so it doesn't matter, and fortunately we're playing Sheffield United. No, I don't want to jinx anything because they've been playing better, but it's better that you're going in against the Blades than Man City without Thiago Silva. You know what I mean? So yeah, right, let's move on to the next story. Yes, I'm going to be talking about Eden Hazard. I'm also going to talk about N'Golo Kante afterwards and pose a very difficult question to you, my beautiful viewers. But yeah, let's talk about Eden Hazard up next. Right, absolutely tragic story, innit, with Eden Hazard. I believe he's had 9 different individual injuries since going over to the Bernabeu to play for Zidane. He just got back into the Madrid side, looks really incredible, got that goal and assist, both really high quality. And he's out injured again, man. I'm not sure if this statistic is entirely accurate, but I believe in the 7 years he was at Chelsea, he missed 19 games for injury throughout the 7 years. And at Madrid, it's just been an absolute nightmare. I don't feel too sorry for him because he's earning ridiculous money and he's living in Madrid and, he's having a nice time. But it's just, honestly, man, my heart breaks for, him and football, ultimately, because he's such a magnificent footballer. Like, so good. He's 30 now as well. His natural talent of what he can do on the pitch is just so incredible. Like, I'm my biggest super fan. He was the best Premier League footballer when he played in England. And that, and that's including former Kevin De Bruyne. And he just went there, and it's just, it's just heartbreaking, man. I'm getting a bit real here. I don't want to break down into tears, but it's genuinely sad. It's testament to how Chelsea fans feel about Eden Hazard, how they're all watching him in Spain, how Chelsea are constantly posting stuff on social media about him. They love him, they adored him. He gave us so much. It's been a nightmare out in Spain, and a Spanish publication with a Real Madrid badge just talked about Chelsea rebuying him. It was also posted on Football 365, citing this article, and it's 99.9% nonsense, I would say, just gonna speculate here, but because when you want something so much, I mean, you could argue, would he get into this Chelsea team? But I think he would, especially if Thomas Tuchel's playing a 3-4-3 and the two behind the striker are like floating number 10s. That's like genuinely made for Eden Hazard. And obviously he did that under Kante as well and had an amazing season. I'm going to read you the quote from this Spanish website, translated into English, of course, so it probably won't make much sense. But when you just like want to dream, let's dream, man. I mean, like, I've obviously got to caveat this with it's almost certainly bull, but let's dive in and see what it's saying. Let's have a bit of fun. Chelsea are interested in bringing back the Belgian international Eden Hazard, who is having bad luck with injuries at Real Madrid. They would pay 40 to 50 million for the player. Right. Off the bat, 40 million for Eden Hazard. Woo! Bearing in mind, we sold him for about 130 million euros all in, with the add-ons and him immediately winning La Liga with Real Madrid. It immediately triggered another clause where they had to pay Chelsea more, even though he didn't even play. I think he scored 1 goal. Marina Granovskaya, financial masterclass. You can't hate the woman when she makes that much money for Chelsea. So he hasn't played, he's in an injury crisis, and he's now hit 30. Would they just try and recoup 40 million and take such a fat financial L? And could Chelsea, bring him back to fitness? Maybe his mind would feel at home at Stamford Bridge, and we'd give him a 3-year deal? Let's read on and have a little bit more fun. Chelsea does not lose sight of the situation of Eden Hazard, who is having bad luck at Real Madrid with injuries. Yeah, it's good time to mention how this is a translation from Spanish and probably sounds a bit weird. Since he landed in Spain in the summer of 2019 in exchange for a more variable 100 million, the Belgian has been experiencing muscular problems that have kept him away from the pitch for long periods of time. Yeah, so this article kind of goes on to say the nightmares and what's gone wrong with Hazard since he's got to Madrid. But let's read the good bit. As central defence has learned, Chelsea would be very interested in signing Hazard, although the London team would pay a maximum of 40 to 50 million euros for the Belgium international. 40 or 50 million euros. So it was 40 million euros, like 35 million pounds. At Stamford Bridge, they consider Hazard would be a great signing for next season. And it pretty much says they're convinced that the bad luck with injuries wouldn't happen in the Premier League, which is mental because the Premier League is the physical league. Yeah. So, there you go. More importantly, I don't really believe this story. I think it's a Madrid-style publication talking about it, but the fact that they have learned Chelsea are very interested. To be honest, for 40 million pounds, Chelsea probably are very interested in buying back Eden Hazard. They're like, yeah, we'll pay Danny Drinkwater money for our most talented ever player. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Would you take Eden Hazard back? Would you take him back? Would he play? What would that mean? Get in the comment section below and let me know. Right, let's move on and talk about N'Golo Kante a little bit. Right, I wanted to talk about this because Thomas Tuchel, when he touched down at Chelsea, he sort of waxed lyrical about N'Golo Kante. He said he really wanted him at PSG, now he's got him at Chelsea, he's really excited to work with him. He understands his world-class talent. Of course, he came on against Spurs and looked a little bit wobbly, some wayward passing and didn't look sharp, but that's fair enough. He hasn't played, so I'm not going to critique him for that. But I do want to ask you guys the situation, well, I want to pose you the question. If surely he starts because of Tuchel's love for him and all of our understanding of how good N'Golo Kante is, especially in this 3-4-2-1 formation, he gets to play in a 2, what he played for Antonio Conte where he had his best season. It's technically the best shape and position for N'Golo Kante. So you'd have to imagine he definitely comes into this lineup. Who comes out? I guess Kovacic, but Kovacic has been looking really good. So is Jorginho, but if you compare the midfielders, Kante's closer to Kovacic than he is Jorginho. So you'd think you'd be upgrading, swapping him for Kovacic, and then you keep Jorginho, who's looked really good lately with his passing and the different kind of profile of midfielder. Surely that would make sense. But is that going to be unfair on Mateo Kovacic, who looks really, really good and like applicable for Thomas Tuchel's football? So I don't really have an answer for this. This is just a really important question and a kind of a problem I wanted to ask you guys, the viewers, and I'll be really interested in getting in the comment section and seeing what you guys have to say about this. Who is your first choice midfield two if Kante is fit, if Jorginho is fit, if Kovacic is fit? Who knows? Maybe it just stays Kovacic and Jorginho because they have a good chemistry, and then Billy Gilmour and Kante as a different option, and they just rotate. Because Gilmour and Kante are like two favourites of mine. So, what do you guys think? Anyway, I'm going to end the video here, so get down in the comment section. Let me know all your thoughts about today's subjects: Hazard, Kante, Silva, Christensen. I'll be down there reading all your comments. Please do drop a like if you've enjoyed today's content. Subscribe if you're new, of course, I'd urge you to do that. Love you lots, enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.